members who are listening to St. Andrew's South Beat. A very special good morning from our acting Senior Superintendent of Police, Damien Madison, who is commanding the division at this time in the absence of Senior Superintendent Kirk Ricketts, who is actually on well-earned vacation leave from St. Andrew's South. When you go on vacation leave from this division, you have to make the best of it, because when you come back, you have a lot of work to do. And for that reason, we're saying good morning from our main person. And this is St. Andrew South Beat, a very special program designed to explore issues affecting the St. Andrews South Division. Each week we'll be focusing on breaking the barriers of several issues affecting this division and citizens at large. Today's program aims to spread awareness on our police youth clubs, helping to mold the lives of young people. Of course, we should be having some persons from the police youth club and police member to be a part of the show. We're still awaiting their present. So that's one of the things that we're going to look at for this morning. We're going to look at the youths and how it is that you can interact with the police about the police youth club as we're working together to create better communities and build our Vision 2030. Vision 2030 for making Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise family, and do business. The program is brought to you by New Budget Supplies, always the best prices. The actual concept of the police youth club was born out of a dispute in Sandy Bay, Hanover. And after the dispute, there was a corporal, I think his name was Matthews, who was attached to the Sandy Bay police station at the time. A little history here. Thought it was critical and necessary for the police to get into the communities and foster relationships with the public, especially the youth. There are currently, I think, about over 400 police youth clubs across the island. Over 400. We still need more. The police youth club will help to kind of put youth in a position so that they can diverse from a lot of negative vibes within the community. The police youth club, it's all about the youths. The youths, they are the ones in the position. They are the ones that will be benefit from whatever is done within the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Once you hear about the police youth club, needless I remind you that it is under the Jamaica Constabulary Force. So you register under the Jamaica Constabulary Force. We, the police, participate in the police youth club activities. We are always at their meetings whenever they're having any kind of meetings on otherwise. So that's one of the reasons for the police youth club in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And when you talk about youths,
Sorry to this side.
okay.
Sorry to do this to you, but
yes,
you know,
right.
doing the Zoom and the mic.
Oh, the mic.
Blocking your
Okay.
face.
Okay.
You could possibly.
You want to see my good face, huh?
Yeah, you're beautiful, man. I want to see you. You gotta. Do you mind sitting right here?
We're having two persons or three.
Yeah,
coming.
but I know, but.
Oh, you want to see me?
Yeah.
All right. Let me go over.
I'm so sorry to do this to you, but
That's
the mic
fine.
We gotta have the best of you. Yeah, we gotta have the best
that's
of
fine.
you. When they come in, they can. Yeah.
They can
I
arrange
apologize to
That's
the
fine.
viewers.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, that's
Thank
better. Yeah.
Thanks. So,
Thank you.
still awaiting our guests
There you
to
go.
come. Thank you, Isis. Thank you very much. Like I was saying, it's all about the youths. The youths are the one in the positions. They're the one that will be benefiting from whatever is done in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. It is not the police, right? that the club looks at. We are just there to supervise the smooth running of the youth clubs. That is what the police is there for. It's more supervision that we give to the police youth club. We allow the young people to make intelligent decisions that will foster their camaraderie as youth. There are several benefits to being a part of the police youth club. One of which is that they serve as a medium for interaction between young persons and police officers across the island. Being a part of the police youth clubs teaches you certain things that you wouldn't normally know about the police. So it gives you a communication part with the police, and how is it that you can actually communicate with the police effectively. It gives the young people a better appreciation of what it is that we the police do, because some persons believe that we the police, we only lock up people, because I believe that most persons believe that. If you notice, when a mother is or a parent rather is messing around their children, no matter what age, when they see the police, they normally say to the children that I'm gonna call the police to lock you up. And we don't want you to teach our children that we are here to lock them up, because the reality of it is that we're not actually here to lock them up. So when you tell them that, they grow with that mindset that we're actually here to put them away. And we're here for more than one reason, and that is just a small portion of what we do. We have a lot of things that we, the police, are engaging. We're engaging development of our youth. We're engaging development of communities. We're engaging in serving the people, serve, protect, and reassure them that there are a lot of things that we, the police, really participate in. When you are part of the youth club, you actually learn to cooperate with us as police officers, and it brings across a different side of the police. You actually see what policing is all about. You get to know us from another level. You get to understand and see some of the things that happen at the stations. You get to have a first-hand knowledge of what is taking place and why is it that we do some of the things that we do. Some persons believe that their thoughts about things are important, which it is in one aspect, but the laws of the land governs your thoughts. So it can't be that this is what I want. I think I give an example. There was an incident with a motorcycle and a motor vehicle, and they collide. And the driver of the motorcycle was saying to me, I don't want to make a report. I just want him to buy back my bike. And I stood there, and he was adamant, telling me that he wants me to tell the gentleman to purchase his bike and give it back to him. And that's a good suggestion based on what he believed, that the gentleman was at fault and he doesn't want the long thing. He just want money to buy back his bike. Today's date, same day, date and time when the incident occurred. And I said, you have to make a report, and the gentleman would have to decide the insurance, etc. And he was getting upset that that's not what he wants. He wants back his bike. And that's one of the things that you have to understand, that even though you are adamant about something, it doesn't mean that it is the right thing that should be done. So being a part of the police youth club, you learn a lot about policing. You learn some laws of the land and what is really necessary. What you do find, though, is that some persons from the police youth club end up being a part of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. They enjoy being a part of the police youth club. They enjoy the aspect of policing. They watch, they learn, they observe, and they take notes. And some of them, the requirement to become a police officer at the time of the police youth club, they may not have the subjects to join, so they start prepare themselves for it, because I believe that you start at an early age, and you can mold yourself into becoming a police officer by looking at the requirements and work towards it and start setting your goals to become a police officer. So it actually molds you in becoming a better person. It's not, the police youth club is not really to fight crime like some persons may think. And for that, we're encouraging young persons to join a club, especially in St. Andrews South. In St. Andrews South, if you want to join a club, we have the Hunts Bay area. The Community Safety and Security in St. Andrews South Division is in charge of the Police Youth Club. We have Hunts Bay, like I said. We have the Duane Park space. We have the Seaview Garden space, Riverton, and we have the Olympic Garden space. And that area covers the St. Andrews South Division. And if you want to become a member of the Police Youth Club and you're in any of these areas of St. Andrews South, you can visit your nearest police station. You can tell them what it is that you have, and then they will guide you accordingly. Being a part of a youth club is vital. We would advise young people to join clubs as it opens the rooms for socialization. We have our persons coming in. We have Constable Moisha Allen, who is a part of the CSS, just coming off a police youth club, what is it, camp?
It is.
Yeah, she just
Long
coming
days.
off, and long days, long nights. How many persons you actually had there?
Good morning, listeners, and thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
I had 28 persons from St. Andrews South.
Imagine, she little, but she have 28 people to man. Get it right, that's a 28 children, you know. But I'm going to speak to her a little bit more about the Police Youth Club and so forth. Lady Allen, welcome to St. Andrews South Beat, and welcome to St. Andrews South Division, where you serve, protect, and reassure the people within the space. A very young, vibrant young lady who is giving much to the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the St. Andrews South Division. After that, we have a very special thing for her. Seeing her, yeah, we do have a very special thing for you.
I'm eager to know what that is.
How long did you stay at the camp?
I spent 8 days, so we went down on the 16th of July and came back on the 23rd. So from Sunday to Sunday.
Give us an idea of where you went and what happened, if anything happened. And I know this is your first camp with the police.
Right, first
your
camp with the police.
Camp with the police. I would say it's your first camp, as in camp.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. To use that seat.
Okay. All right. Thank you. We are about to move her. She's very movable. We have been moving her around and around different places. Of course, later on this evening, she's a member of the CSS, the Community Safety section of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the section within the St. Andrew South Division. Of course, with our 8 days, just coming off from our 8 days, plus coming on to this show, plus we have a rehearsal for, we lost one of our member.
So unfortunate.
Yes, who we're going to put to rest this Sunday. So we have to prepare ourselves to put our member away, and later tonight at the Hunts Bay Police Station, we will have a wake for that member. and it's a lot of work based on the fact that she's just coming in. But then again, what did the Bible say? They calling you when you're young. What
Young when I write onto you because you're strong.
Yeah. So I'm quoting the Bible section, which she's good at, telling her that we're calling on her because she's strong. So within her 8 days, and she just arrived, she has so much to offer. Lady Allen, again, welcome. Tell us a little bit about the camping of St. Andrews South Division, and day, date, and time, and location, and your arrival, and some of the things that happen within that camp.
Wow, sounds like a lot.
It is a lot for 8 days.
For 8 days.
It's a lot.
All right. So, firstly, I must say it was an awesome opportunity. It was indeed a privilege for me to be there. Like I said, I brought 28 persons from St. Andrews South. So what really happened, it was the National Police Youth Club that really put on this camp. So we had persons right across Jamaica from different police youth clubs. So we went down on the Sunday, and just as we went down, we went straight into activities. So we had our opening church service, and
that was your first activity. Before you tell us a little bit, tell us where you went. Because
all right,
you're telling us you went down and all.
So we went to the Petersfield High School in Westmoreland.
Oh, Lord.
It was all the way in Westmoreland. You know the beautiful thing?
I last parish that
Listen, be careful what you say about that parish, because I'm just going to open up a secret. So, though I'm born in Kingston, I grew up in Westmoreland. Yes. So, going back to my home, of course, it felt like home. Went back home. It was indeed nice and cool. And even though the heat is hovering over in Kingston, when we went over to Westmoreland,
some people hot.
When we went over to Westmoreland, I could feel the breeze coming from the fields at night. So it was a nice environment. The school is very huge. It's a big school. There are, like I told you, there are many different activities took place there. We went straight into our opening service, which we did it in the form of a church service, because whatever we do, it is done on the basis of God. Upon this rock I build my church. The gates of hell shall not prevail against it. I had the opportunity to moderate the church service. And when I look at the faces of our young people worshiping,
what age group we're talking about? We're talking
from
about young
13
people.
to 29.
So me and Isis can go then.
There's a place.
You and I can go. She said the age group that came was from 13 to 29. So obviously you and I can go there. We can go.
There is a place. Yeah. There's a place in the youth club for everybody. So whilst you may not be members, you can come and assist and help us to do all the coordinations. I'm pretty sure with your knowledge and expertise, you'll bring something to the table. And so when we went down, like I said, we went into the church service, and you could see that these young people really welcomed the opportunity. They were grateful. They expressed it. They were indeed grateful for the opportunity. They gave their testimonies. And let me tell you something. If you're not a part of a police youth club, I want to encourage you to become a member of a police youth club. That is the place where we provide guidance and support to young people, whether you're from the inner city or, so to speak, quote unquote uptown, because there's absolutely no partiality when it comes on to dealing with people. What we want is to ensure that persons are growing. We assist with that. We provide guidance to our young people, because we know that there are quite a number of distracting factors out there. And so right after the church service, that we had our sporting activities, we had clubs. And what stood out about this camp is the fact that Heart Trust partnered with JCF. So they got the opportunity. They got the opportunity to be certified in a skill area.
Yeah, what are some of the skill areas that
tiling?
Tiling, you hear that? Where should I go?
Range cook,
where should I go?
Housekeeping, painting, general construction, and the list goes, telemarketing, and the list goes on. A wide range. And I took advantage of range cook.
Yes.
I went down there, see, and I put down a piece of cooking, and I'm so excited to get my I don't get it as yet. Hold on, man. I'm awaiting it, but I'm overly excited to know that I'm no longer Moesha Allen, but I am a certified chef.
seafood. I get tired of.
So, but you know that for the club, discipline is the order of the day.
Yes.
And that was one of the things that stood out among our young people. We ensured that whatever activities they were involved in, discipline was of paramount importance. So if you're gathered up in the morning to muster to report, you must be in a certain fashion.
That must be a lot of work with the culture, the different.
Oh my
culture
goodness!
And to organize the culture.
Just to get them awake in the morning in itself is a task, because they had to be up by 4:45. Well, they had to be on the parade square by 4:45. So it took a while for them to adapt to it.
Did you put them in age group?
No, they weren't separated in age group. Only when it was time for classes. So for the persons, for Hartrust, it was from 16 up that were able to go in the classes. For those below that age, the JCF band division was there, and they provided musical lesson
for them. Oh, Lord.
Below the age of 16.
What was the smallest age that you had there that you had to cater for a child?
13.
13. So you never have no 6-year-old or something?
No, we didn't, and I...
13, you're kind of glad.
But no, let me tell you something, some of the older ones, they give you more trouble than...
They give you more talking.
But it was really a great opportunity to work with them. I welcome that opportunity because I have a passion for working with persons within my age group and even under. And what I liked most is that persons from Kingston, particularly Majestic Gardens, Callaloo Muse, got the opportunity to be a part of those 8 days.
And needless I tell you that those mentioned is within the St. Andrews South Space Division, Callaloo Muse. Where is that? Seaview? It falls in
close to Riverton, right?
Seaview Garden Police Station. So more persons within the Seaview Gardens community can visit the Seaview Garden Police Station and inform them that you want to join the Police Youth Club. You have a number for the CSS in St. Andrews South?
Oh, definitely.
All right, you can tell them the persons the number to call, and if you want them to call you personally so you can guide them as it relates to
not a problem. Not a problem. So it's always service over self. So you can call us at 387-0015. So that's 876-387-0015.
That's a number that you need to write down. Tell them again because they're writing slow.
876-387-0015.
We take a break. This is St. Andrews South Beat.
Budget Supplies massive price buster now on. Want to redo that kitchen? Retile that old floor? Stop that leaking roof? Make over the bathroom? It's now or never. White toilet from $14,999. 5-gallon paint from $6,599. Gypsum board $1,749. 50% off UPVC French windows. 10% off kitchen sinks, water tanks, and pumps. 195 Hackleburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Freedom is coming, freedom is coming, freedom is coming, oh yes I know.
Tune in this and every Sunday from 9:30 to Moments of Freedom, the weekly broadcast of the Riverton Meadows and Mamby Park Baptist Churches, with host pastor Reverend Sidney Hall. Join us with opened minds and hearts and be blessed.
Freedom is coming, freedom is coming, freedom is coming, oh yes I know. I'm free from the fear.
The Aeroratri Evangelistic Association presents Walk Free here on Roots 96.1 FM in a new time, 4:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. On Walk Free, you will hear life-changing testimonies, inspirational messages, and music to encourage you. Remember, tune in to Walk Free. Listen every Sunday from 4:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. And if you've missed it, tune in to the rebroadcast on Wednesdays at 6 a.m. Tune in and be blessed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back once again. This is St. Andrew's South Beat. Remember, if you're just joining us, to call us in 876-225-9478. That's 876-225-9478. And share your thoughts on today's discussion. You can also listen live on rootsjamaica.com. Go follow us on Facebook at Roots FM Jamaica. Follow us on Instagram at Roots 96.1 FM _Jamaica. And on Twitter at Roots _96 FM. You can also send your text and WhatsApp messages to 876-225-9478. The program is brought to you by New Budget Supply, always the best prices. We are discussing our police youth club within the St. Andrews South Division, the fact that we went camping and we said that the police youth clubs helping to mold the lives of young people. So it's a club that we want persons within the St. Andrews South Division to participate in, as we're working together to create better communities and build our Vision 2030. Vision 2030 for making Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise family, and do business. Again, this is St. Andrew South Beat. We have none other than Mauricia Allen, Constable of Police, serving the Jamaica Constabulary Force, assigned within the St. Andrews South Division and a part of the CSS family, who serve the community within the South. She's just coming off the the club. She's just coming off a camping, something that I should have been there to get younger, because you probably spend 8 days in the wild. You spend 8 days in the wild. Is not that's no old people sitting, young people spend 8 days in the wild. So
8 active days.
Active days. Oh Lord, leave out active. They can spend 8 days in the wild asleep though.
8 long active days.
So,
packed with activities.
And she's still up and running. Me no ice is now asleep. Just asleep. So this is St. Andrews South Beat. In the communities where you find that there are active police youth club, like the St. Andrews South, you will find that crime and violence is somewhat down as well. The young people, what we find, if you participate in a club, in a police youth club, and you get to understand the police, you find that they are more involved in that than taking up crime as a part of their spare
Quite
time.
so.
Yes, so we're encouraging young people to go to your nearest police station that you live, the closest police station to you. And if you believe that you're not sure, because both you have 2 police stations, or go to anyone, they will guide you accordingly. And we want you to become a member of any police youth club so that you can stay away from crime. And it helps for crime to somewhat down, as well as you don't find that young people are the perpetrators of crime in those communities that are filled with police youth clubs and activities. They are more into that and participating in same.
Sergeant Lynn, you know what stood out at the camp?
Mm-hmm.
To see the interaction with the campers and the police. My heart was really warm when I saw the officers playing dominoes. They're playing netball, football with them. We had a karaoke, we sang. It was just love all over, and hear persons echoing, the campus echoing. That's my police friend. Yeah. That's my police friend. That is what we want to see. And remember, we're all about the transformation, because we don't want you to just see us like oftentimes say somebody coming to get you. So when I saw that, the atmosphere was just so rich. Persons felt the need to share stories with an officer, whatever they were going through, and the police were readily available to assist them.
Yeah. which is something that we really, really want with the police, because most person believe, I said it earlier, on that we lock up people, and I think that's our tagline. People
Yes.
think that we just arrest people.
Unfortunately.
We lock up people, unfortunately, because if I see
And
sometimes,
issue tickets.
yeah, yeah, I see young parents telling their children, see the police that they're going to lock you up.
Yeah.
I'm like, why
I don't
why you
like
telling
that.
the
I don't
kids
like
that?
when they do
That's
that.
not what we do. I believe that people think that we lock up people. Of course we lock up people, but that's not our main function. And that's not all we do as police. We don't go around locking up people. We lock up bad people. So don't get the wrong concept. We
You lock up people who have bad ways.
well, bad ways. You understand?
Yes, now go on good.
No, well,
Quite
good.
so.
Bad
Quite
ways.
so.
So we don't do just lockups. We serve the people of Jamaica and the people within St. Andrews South. We guide, we serve, we protect, we reassure. We do so much
Quite
things.
so. That's a lot.
We have teachers within the Jamaica Constabulary Force. We have doctors. We have lawyers. We have so much different persons who have different career who are serving the Jamaica Constabulary Force. So I don't want persons to believe we have scientists. We have so much people. We have persons with social work, community development, etc. So there are persons. We have journalists like ISIS or Johnny. So we have a lot of people within the Jamaica. We have money to know where yourself. We have enough money. Eh? We have open money, you know. Don't make them fool you. JCF have plenty money. We give money. So that is one of the things. The police youth clubs were not created to fight crime. So we are not creating the police youth club to actually fight crimes within the community in which they exist, but to foster that relationship between we the police and the youth, and for them to have a better understanding of the police. So that's one of the reasons for the police youth club. So when we create a camp, 8 days camp in the wild, for you, so far we went Westmoreland, out of your space,
Listen.
out of the heat wave, out of the sun, out of everything.
Almost 4 hours.
4 hours of driving.
That's a lot.
And you go there and we provide how much meals a day? 6?
3 meals a day, no bills to pay.
You understand? Everything is free. So you don't, if you want to,
Everything.
anything you carry is because you want to carry it for
Can
your
I tell
own
you?
purpose. But we have everything there to for young people. All you have to do is bring your body.
And the police were like parents,
Yeah.
the children come to you and say, I don't have this or I need this. Typical children, when they get their food, oh, I don't want that or I want that instead. And the police, without hesitation, either we go in our pockets or we source it, but we provided for them. We cater to them. So if it is that there was something provided and they didn't want it, we ensured that they got what they wanted.
One of the things I think happened at that club, which I know because I would have been a part of the police youth club for many years and serve as a member of the police youth club myself, is that when you join the police youth club, you learn something.
Definitely.
You learn something, and you learn something positive. The youth camp was for them. Believe me, every single member who left that camp learned something.
There was something for everybody to take away.
Everybody to take away.
Everybody to take away.
So it wasn't a waste. It wasn't a waste of monies. It wasn't a waste of time. It wasn't a waste of manpower. But it helps to develop the mental aspect of our young people. It helps for them to understand the police, to see us not as somebody who's going to hurt them, but somebody they can communicate with. And what you recognize is that they join us after a while.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
So out of the camp, you had persons walking up and just saying, how do I become a police officer? I want to become a police. It's like there was this urge when they came and saw for themselves that we do more than what the society or others may embrace. They were like, I want to become a police officer. How do I become a police officer? And like I said, those are the things that like, oh yes, I'm committed to working with these people because there's a transformation. You can see that persons are really interested in going out there to serve and protect as well. So when they see you doing this part of it and they see that you do way beyond what some of the natural eyes are seeing, it really gives you the push to go on, because sometimes we're humans, you get discouraged by some of the comments that you hear, and sometimes even working with a certain set of people, when it because for some persons the transformation process takes a longer time. So you have to be equipped with endurance and tolerance and patience and all of that. So you may be working with a group of people and you're not seeing the change readily. But do you give up? No, you don't. You work with them because the aim is to see these persons grow towards their purpose. These persons unlocking their purpose. And I tell them all the time, where you're from does not determine where you're going. Your current situation does not determine who you are in life or who you will be. So the aim is to always wanting to achieve, be so eager for success. And that's one of the things we instilled in them at camp. Ensure that you set goals and go after them. Ensure that you reach beyond these things. Do not sit down in the situation that you're in and use it to define you or determine how your life will turn out.
Needless, I say that there are several benefits to being a part of the Police Youth Club, one of which is that it serves as a medium for interaction between young people and police officers that Constable Allen just explained. Being a part of the Police Youth Club teaches you certain things that you wouldn't normally know about us, the police. When you are part of the youth club, you learn to cooperate with the police, and it brings across a different side of us. And some of the clubites, like Lady Allen said, actually wanted to seek employment within the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Lady Allen, tell us a little bit about some of the activities that took place at the Police Youth Club that persons participate in, other than what the Heart Trust had to offer, and them participating, getting a skill somewhat in learning areas like that, which is a very important part. But we, the police, I know that we would have brought some things to the table to them. What are some of the things that we actually did?
We had our debate competition. So they were placed in groups. We had identity, destiny, purpose, and attitude. So we had our debate competition. And let me tell you something. When you listen to those young people presenting on the different topics, the way they spoke, the wealth of knowledge, the way they presented, it was so competitive. It was really hard for the judges to identify who will walk away with the trophy.
Yeah.
Yes, very competitive. Listen, we had a table. We had probably 2 long tables packed with trophies, medals that we gave away, and every single person that came to camp, 157, if my memory serves me right, all the participants walked away with something.
Which is good.
With something. So whether or not they participated in an activity, a competition that is, or they were a winner of a competition, every person walked away with a bag branded a force for good, and there were goodies inside the bag. So we had our debate competition, we had netball competition, we had football competition, we had Mr. and Miss PYC. There was a pageant.
You know, some never go again. I miss those days.
Listen, we had a pageant, and let me tell you something. The female, the police is really doing a good job, and sometimes some of these things aren't highlighted. On the morning, the day before the pageant, we had a list of persons who submitted their names, but we wanted more persons to be on the list because we had more males signing up for the pageant than female, which was really surprising. So while I was conducting the muster, I said, no man, we want to see more persons signing up for the pageant. And they were like, Miss, I'm shy. And, I was just led over to Team Destiny. And I went over to a female and I said to her, you need to sign up for the pageant. She said, I can't, I'm shy. I said, this is a place where we surpass our fears. This is a place where we are going to conquer fear. She said she's very fearful because she's shy. I didn't know she put her name on the list. And can I tell you that she won the pageant?
So
listen,
it's just a take home, that inner thing.
Listen, when it was done for the question and answer section, did you know the question she got? When I hold the basket in my hand with the numbers folded, and I said to her, choose a number. The number that she chose, the question that followed was, if you have a fear, what is it? And how do you plan to overcome the fear? She, in return, replied by saying, my biggest fear is public speaking, and I am overcoming it by being a part of this pageant right now.
Oh, Lord.
And you could see, like, she was, the nerve was rocking in her, man. But when she went up and she did her talent piece, and when she went up and she came out in her evening gown and she did her thing, she went and she delivered. At the end, I felt so proud to know that it was right, that I encouraged her one, and it was right at PYC camp. She overcame that fear. Can you imagine? You are afraid to speak, and you went on a stage and entered a pageant and spoke and delivered so well that you were able to walk away with the crown as Miss PYC 2023. And she also told us that she will be attending the University of Technology this year because she'll be studying nursing. So I had to say to her, not only are you walking away from PYC camp, but you're walking straight into the University of Technology as Miss PYC and nurse.
It is, and these are the things that our young people will learn when they become a part of the Police Youth Club. You can go participate, and you will learn something. You will go away and walk away from us with something. Some persons from the Police Youth Club stay with us and be a part of the Jamaica Constabulary Force based on what they have learned. They like and they want to learn more, so they stay with us. This is St. Andrews South Beat. Remember, if you're just joining us, to call us in 876-225-9478 and share your thoughts on today's discussion. You can listen live on rootsjamaica.com. Go follow us on Facebook at Roots FM Jamaica. Follow us on Instagram at Roots96.1 FM _Jamaica, and on Twitter at Roots _96 FM. You can send us your WhatsApp or text messages to 876-225-9478. The program is brought to you by New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices. Lady Allen, once again, welcome. And it is such, I'll tell you from our acting senior superintendent of police, Damien Madison, that it's good to have you and have you communicating, interacting with our young people within the St. Andrews South Division as we're working together to create better communities and build our Vision 2030 for making Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise family, and do business. Up on your some of the agencies that we had at the Police Youth Club, and how many police officers were there serving, and give them a little big up for being a part of the camp for 8 days and leaving their own family.
We had more than 40 police officers at the camp. We provided 24 hours security to our campers. We had our island coordinator, Sergeant McAlpin, otherwise known as Wowski, also a cherry garden. He did his thing, and I want to say a big shout out to him because I mean he listen. When I listened to this song, because he said that one of those songs were built right at camp some years ago.
He's at CSSB. That's the headquarters of the community safety.
So I must say a big shout out to the entire team, starting with our ACP, ACP Shan. She was there also during some of the days with us, and the officers there ensured the safety of the campers. We went beyond the call of duty. Like I said, we provided 24-hour security. Our camp mother, Sergeant Wheatley. Listen, the girls from Majesty Garden.
That's from CSSB again.
CSSB again. They kept Sergeant Wheatley active. It's like minute after minute they'd be complaining or saying something to her, and you know she would just sit them down and she spoke to them for hours. Myself and Sergeant McAlpin as well, because like I say, sometimes you know the simplest of things they come to complain about, but you give them a listening ear because we know that's what we're there for. But the entire team right across the JCF that was present at camp, they did an exceptional job in ensuring that we had 8 smooth sailing days, incident and accident free. And I want to say a big shout out to CSSB and other members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. It wasn't easy to leave your family for all of 8 days.
I know.
Even though I live alone.
What? Look here, you know, look at Pitney, man. You know, look at Pitney. You're not ready for you soon get family, man. 10 children, 1 husband. 20
I had 28 children at camp, plus others.
Who we had from the St. Andrews South Division with your 28 children?
I was the only person
that was from South?
From South.
Jesus,
Constable Phyllis wanted to be there, but she was not able to be there. But can I tell you, she called me 24/7 to find out.
Phyllis is at CSS?
She's not at CSS. She's at the guard room, but she's assigned to assist with Police Youth Club. Myself, assist me with the Hunts Bay Youth Club and Majesty Garden. But Constable Phyllis called me every minute, every second.
Needless I say that one reason for that is that the Community Safety and Security section in the St. Andrews South is always busy because it's a busy division. And like I did say that we're going to have a funeral service for one of our member this Sunday, so we have a lot of activities going on to put things in place for that, and it falls right on the community safety section, so everyone could not have left that hanging, because we have to put away our member who we have lost. We have to put things in place. There's a lot of things that needed to be done under that section. But Constable Allen, as you can see, very capable of handling things. And then we had senior members from different sections across the island who was also at the camp, who was in charge of making sure that everything was in place. Remind our community members that we protect your children once you send them out to us. We give them 24-hour security. That means that we are not always sleeping. We have persons assigned 24 hours up and awake, watch over them.
Definitely.
Like you would consider your supreme being to watch over them, whatever you consider it to
the
be.
Police profession is really not an easy one, but we are committed.
Yes,
and that's what I saw while I was at camp. That you know, these officers are really committed,
very
dedicated, hardworking, and I mean, they just had a passion for policing. You could see it coming out that these persons have a passion for policing. I didn't see any frustration.
Can't be, because
I did not see any frustration.
It wouldn't
playing
come
out.
because training. Believe me, when police, I always say to our citizens is that our police are well trained. If they come across as if they don't know, that's not true. They know. Believe me, they know. When I do the graveyard shift and you're there, and at 2 a.m. you see some persons coming and you're wondering, why are they not sleeping? No. You are wondering to yourself, but it's not something that you say to yourself. You look at them and you know that you're committed to the people, and you have to hear their voice and you have to listen to their cry and make intelligent decision to assist them as best as possible. And that's one of the things that happened at the Police Youth Club at their camping. So training came out.
Definitely.
Did came out, because they can't just, everybody just drop asleep. I can imagine when you wake up in the morning, the world gone.
Not at all.
When they got,
we merely slept, to be honest. Even when we were given the opportunity, if you're not on duty at that time and you're given the opportunity, it is as if you know that persons are under your watch. So you're like, oh no, I'm just up. just up
and watching
up
these
and
people.
watching.
We can't. Was one of the things that, especially children, and believe me, as police officer, we watch these children with every fiber of our being.
Definitely.
When persons come to the station reporting about children and then they divert to something else that have nothing to do with the children, I normally say to them, ma'am or sir, my focus right now as we're speaking, because they're going into something different and the children are missing from them, and I want to know about the children, and they're talking about something else, the relationship, why the children miss. Of course I'm going to hear that, but I want to find the children. I don't want to hear what happened between you and the man last night. I want to know the children. Give me stats about the children. And I always tell parents, a lady came crying, the children are missing, and she just a cry, I go away. So I said, Mom, you have to stop crying, because I can't hear what she's saying. And I said, I need you to stop crying, because the time is going and we have 2 children that are missing. So if you're going to cry for an hour, I am not going to accept that. So I understand that she's overwhelmed, but she just have to stop crying, because she crying, there's a lot of things that can happen during her crying. And it is so sad. But she was there, and I have to actually, even though she was crying, I have to actually look at her and get upset and said, you have to stop, because I want to know what is happening if she can't find the children and what really transpired and allow our children to missing. And it shows how committed we the police are.
We are.
Especially children. Yes. We
Police
are committed.
Profession is not an easy one.
Yeah, we are committed.
Police profession is not an easy one.
You know that ISIS.
We work in the sun. We work in the rain. We work when we are mourn, and we work in a pain.
That's the one the girl has?
We're defenders, doctors, and problem solvers. People, quality, and technology. That a few priority. Police profession is not an easy one. Police profession is not an easy one. We're defenders, doctors, and problem solvers. Police profession is not an easy one.
Tell him again. Tell him again, Alan. It's not an easy one.
Police wear so many hats and heavy. Where we should I get praise for that? We're pastors, teachers, and counselors. Not to mention crime fighters. I wrote that for the Expo.
For the Expo. So we are police, and we police your community late at night, early morning, 24 hours a day. And I think we have gone out of the 24 hours within the day. We just work. Our last Prime Minister, our female Prime Minister said just work. You work. And you better believe it. It is so. It's a lot of work. ISIS, one of the things that you will realize, even when we're on leave, vacation leave, if a crime is committed within our view, you'll find that most of us, if not all, at least 95% will act even when they're on leave. It is just embedded in us as police officer to see a crime and ignore it. We can't do that. We're trained to see it and we act quickly. And that is one of the things about us. Without fear or affection, malice or ill will, we just act the best way we can, especially if they mean that we have to save a life. I give you an example. I was driving with my daughter, my teenage daughter, and a man was just stabbing him at the traffic light. And I had to jump out of my vehicle to stop him. And I was not on duty, but I couldn't watch him doing that, and I was actually off duty. But that's something that we it is embedded in us to protect our people. And I was there, and the man just keep pulling him with the knife, and I just couldn't drive with my daughter and leave, and I actually ran out of the vehicle by myself, leaving her in the vehicle, which was a decision that I had to make. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. But I did call for backup, but I would have to do that after I stopped the gentleman, because if I didn't stop him, he would just keep doing that until fortunately the man was alive and everything, with everything. Oh Lord, this is St. Andrews South Beat, and of course we're at the end actually, and we want to thank Isis for being the engineer this morning or every morning, and except when she's not here and Owen take over. But she's a good one, and
Oh, yes.
I always remember her. I think when I arrive, I think about her too, because I know she's here. When she's not here, I do ask for her. That means she plays a significant part within the St. Andrews South Bay. We want to thank you for that on behalf of our acting senior superintendent, Kirk Ricketts. Of course, but Kirk Ricketts and Damien Mandison. We also want to thank our Constable Moisha Allen, who is an active police officer, young and active and strong. And she can quote the Bible what the Lord said, that he calling them when they're strong. So I don't know if him stop calling on me, because I... But nevertheless, thank you for making it St. Andrews South Beat. And it was a pretty good one again. Thank you. And thanks to Roots 96.1 FM. This is St. Andrews South Beat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you give
Denise, Isis Miller with Rootsology, which is the in-week thriller from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Miss Harry said it never go to all weekend. We have food for thought. Your health is a well, then